How y'all doing today? It's your boy Jermaine from Shovelnosehogs back with another video. And for today's video, I want to make one talking about a few snakes in my collection that I find to be very unique and I don't think a lot of people have in their collection. And so I'm going to show you the animals and then I'm going to break down why they're so unique and why it's so rare to see them and why some of them nobody else may have. So sit back and relax and enjoy the video.
All right, so the first snake on the list is going to be this guy. So this is a super Arctic axanthic. And I'm really surprised that more people haven't made these, which is why I have them on this list. So I'll show you the belly right here. Some speckling. So these guys look very similar to a normal super Arctic, but it's like a dirtier version of the super Arctic. So you see a lot more of the grays, more speckling. And so, especially like on the neck flag right here, you see a lot more speckling on them. He's also a het albino, so eventually he'll be helpful in my attempts to make a super Arctic snow. But for whatever reason, you rarely see these in anybody's collection. It's hard to find pictures of these guys of a super Arctic axanthic, which is why I have him on this list right here. Very beautiful animal. The next animal is going to be one of my favorites in the collection. It's Ang. So he's basically a lemon ghost woma that has a very exaggerated woma pattern. What makes him very unique is that he has this full stripe going down his body, but he doesn't have the anaconda gene. So the anaconda gene is a pattern reducer, and you can find some snakes that look very similar to this, but they have the anaconda gene. He does not have the anaconda gene at all. He's just a very high expression lemon ghost woma. You can see where the line starts from his neck flag and goes almost all the way down to his body. It splits up right there, and then it continues on. But he does have a little bit of pattern on his side walls. It's kind of faint. It was more noticeable as when he was a baby, but it's like a little bit. You can kind of see it's kind of an orange coloration. This pattern, if I can get to zoom in, there you go. That orange color. Here, his belly have a few speckling, but it's just like that orange border. And from my knowledge, I want to say it's probably like two of him in the world. I have seen people on Facebook posts that they just randomly hatch babies like this with a pattern like this. So it's just very rare, but I feel like you're more likely to hatch something like this if you have like a pair of lemon ghost womas, because I think the woma influence is what's really making that line go all the way down. Because if you see like a high expression of lemon ghost woma, they have that, I call it a pitchfork, which you can kind of see their head flag. He's the reason why I named him Ang. You kind of see it come down maybe like to here. I've even seen him come almost halfway down the body, but then it just branches off into pattern. But he just has it almost completely down his body length. And so because not a lot of people have this or produce this pattern, even with lemon ghost womas, I have him on the list. All right, next on the list is this male. I call him Two-Face because he is what you call a chimera. So basically, when he's basically a combination of two embryos that fuse together. So he's a visual normal pattern. I mean, a normal hognose and an albino. And he has, see if we can zoom in. He has one albino eye and one normal black eye. This is the albino eye. And then let's see. See the red eye? Well, both of them look kind of red now that I look at it. It's kind of hard to see, but this is his eye right here isn't black. It's actually red all the way through. And then this one is more of a normal eye. But you can kind of see he's not a normal color. He's almost like a bronze color, but he's not albino. He's like a blend of it. And then what's even really cool is the belly. So he has some black belly and then some parts are transparent. So he's basically a perfect blend between the normal color of like a wild type hognose and an albino. And I've seen a lot of these. People have produced chimeras. It's a random occurrence, but it's still pretty rare. I've never hatched one. Um, Personally, I purchased him because I just like cool looking stuff. But yeah, he's a visual normal as well as um, an albino combined. And the cool thing with chimera, they can be blended like this, or they'll literally have a line drawn down their back where one side of them is one morph and the other side is a second morph. So if I ever find one of those available, I'm going to pick that up. Or hopefully I can hatch something out like that. But yeah, he's really cool. And the last unique hognose I'm going to talk about is one of my newest pickups. I've named him Pixel, and he is a paradox lucistic toffee belly. So for one, he has these ruby red eyes. They look like albino eyes, but for whatever reason, the toffee gene gives them these red eyes in a lucistic. Because usually a toffee belly doesn't have red eyes like that, even though it's a T positive albino. And then you can tell he's toffee by his cool belly, which is that purple toffee color. And then he has all this other stuff popping up. And what's cool about it is you see a lot of paradoxing in toffies, but you also see a lot of weird stuff in lucistics. So I'm not sure if combining those two recessive genes kind of enhanced him, but it's just, I don't know, this is weird. I was asked, do you think this is a chimera? And I don't think it's a chimera because he's not 50-50 normal pattern, 50-50 leucistic. You can see the parts of his body where it's almost completely leucistic, such as his head, and then over 75% of his body is this weird gold color. And then you can see some pattern going down his back. So I really don't know. I don't think anybody really knows what's going on with these guys when it comes to paradoxing like this. The guy I purchased him from, Brent Baumgartner, he also had another one similar to this. It didn't have the red eyes, but you can see like his head had a leucistic white head, but like 90% of his body was not even similar, not even a similar color, but just a pattern. You can tell it was a paradox leucistic. Just weird. Like I said, not too many people have it. I'm not even sure how many people have toffee leucistics, let alone one that is paradox like this. So yeah, very unique snake. Don't know what I'm gonna breed him with in the future, but he is a baby, so I do have a couple years to figure that out. But I just had to pick him up because of how unique he is. And like I said, I named him Pixel because he's like all pixelated in terms of like his color and stuff. And then that pretty purple belly. Then he has like some orange down here too by his vent, which is really cool. So yep, he's gonna be the last one on the list of hognose snakes that are very unique in my collection.
And I now have a Patreon account for those who want to support me even further. Here you will have access to exclusive videos, giveaways, as well as discounts. The link will be in the bottom in the description. And if you purchase Reppy links, feel free to use the discount code shovelhogs to receive 5% off of all purchases.